Today for art, we are going to learn how to draw either a panda or a bear. You're going to get to choose. So we start out drawing it like a regular bear, and then depending on how you add the patterns on the fur, make it look either like a panda or a bear. So you can use a black crayon or a black marker or a pencil. But if you're going to use a color, which you can have it be a pink bear if you want. But I'm going to use a black marker so that way I can show you how to turn it into a regular brown bear or turn it into a panda. But you can use whatever you want. You're going to want to make sure that you have your tracing cup still. So if your parents put it in the washing machine and washed it, you're going to want to go and ask for another one. If you still have your cup, we can go ahead and get started. So if you need to pause it to go and get another cup, now's a good time to pause. Okay, so I'm assuming we all have our tracing cup. We are going to make a circle first for our bear's head. So you don't want to put this in the exact middle. You want to put it a little bit higher so that we have room down below for our bear's body. But don't do it so close to the top that you don't have room for his ears. So putting it a little bit above the middle line. Now remember how when we trace a circle, we bring our arm all the way around and we push against the paper and the cup at the same time. Then when our hand's in the way, excuse me hand, and we finish our line. And we move the cup and we have a beautiful circle. Now we need to add ears to our bear. Bears have pretty simple ears where it's just a C shape on either side. Just like that. Now for our bear's nose, we're going to put our bear's nose in the exact middle of our circle. Now if you can't find exact middle, we just want to get pretty close. So about right there. Now a bear's nose is kind of like a heart. I'm just doing this as an example. A bear's nose is kind of like a heart, except it doesn't have this point. It's shaped more like that. And if you want to test out drawing that, practice it on the back of your paper, you can, or if you have extra paper, you can practice it there. So to draw our bear's nose, I start at the bottom, go up and around and bring it back to a point. Then I do the regular mouth shape that most animals have. So I start at the point, I go down and curve up. So it kind of looks like an upside down candy cane, just like that, or like a backwards letter J. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now that's the nose and the mouth, but the snout is the whole thing that sticks out from the bear's head that has the nose and the mouth and whiskers on it. So to draw the snout, we're just going to do a curve. So I'm going to start over here, go up and around and down. So that's the top curve of our bear's snout. For our bear's eyes, we're not going to color them in at first, because if you choose to do a panda, you're going to want to make sure those stay open and white. So I'm going to do a circle over here and make sure you don't color it in yet. And then a circle over here. The bear's eyes are pretty wide apart from each other, and especially depending on the type of bear that you're looking at, like a black bear or a polar bear or a grizzly bear. Their faces are kind of different depending on the type of bear. Okay, so our next step is for our bear's body. We're going to make a U shape. So we're going to start here and we're going to go out and around and back up. And the bigger you make the bottom of your U, the chubbier his belly is going to look. So I'm going to go out and around and back in. Now we're going to do his legs and his arms. For his legs, it's the exact same kind of shape, just smaller. And another one on this side. And for his arms, we're going to start right at this corner. Oh, and if I'm ever going too fast, you can just pause the video, catch up however much you need to, and then press play again. So for his arms, I'm starting right here where the head and the body come together. And I'm going to go down at an angle and curve back up to touch the body. Go down at an angle and curve back up to touch the body. So now we are done with our bear. So if you want to be done and you want to stop here and you want to color him in just like this, you can. Or another option is to stop the video, rewind to the very beginning and draw a second one, and then you can have two. You could have one regular bear and one panda bear. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to keep going to make him look like a panda. So the first step for making him look like a panda is to do the big circles around the panda's eyes. So I'm going to start at the snout, and I'm going to go around the eye, down the side, and I'm going to touch the edge of the snout here. Now I'll show you. Around, and then touch the edge of the snout. So it kind of looks like a jelly bean with an eye in the middle. Or like a black-eyed pea, because those are beans that have a little dot in the middle. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Starting on the snout, curving around, and then touching the snout. Now for the panda's body, its legs and arms are black, but its chest is also black a little bit. So I'm going to start at this arm, and I'm going to curve up and around and back to the other arm. Up, down, and back to the other arm. And that's basically it for our panda. All that's left is coloring it in. And I prefer coloring things in with crayons, where I do the outline with marker. But again, you can color this in however you want. I hope you enjoyed learning how to draw a bear or panda bear today, whichever one you chose, and I cannot wait to see the photos that you send me.